Dear viewers, welcome to yet another edition of Your Life, Your Money. This video I have prepared keeping in mind the age group of 25 to 40. The topic of today is what are the problems your life will go through at around 45 years of your age. If you are able to go through this video, you will be well prepared to prepare yourself to counteract the problems that might happen around that particular age. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, if you are a person who is aged 25 to 40 years of age, make sure that you watch this video till the end. There are so many points that I am going to discuss, and for each and every one of that, you need to be prepared in life. If you are a person who is above age 40, or if you are a person who is a parent who is watching this video, do share this video with your children who fit into this particular age band. Now let us examine what are the problems you might go through at around 45 years of your age. At around 45 years of your age, you start playing the second innings of your life. You have started your career and you have played the first innings, and that brought your life up to around 45 years of age. What you did between the 25 to 40 years of your age will dictate how the second innings has to be played. You have seen in a test match, the comfort that you have during the second innings or the difficulties you will go through during the second innings is a function of what you did during the first innings. If you do not know what is going to happen during the second innings, how will you play the first innings? The whole idea of this video is to prepare yourself and to leak this question paper and tell you what might go wrong during your second innings. Let's examine them point by point. Around 45 years of your age, you will fall into one of the two categories that I am going to talk now. Category number one, you could be a high earner. You could be paying taxes at the highest level. Your expenses will be mounting. A category which is known as high income, highest taxes, highest expenses during this particular phase. Or you could be falling into the other category where you will be a low earner or inadequate earning, higher taxes but higher expenses even then. So you will be falling into one of these two categories. Let's examine what problems will follow in these two categories. If you are falling into the category of peak earnings, peak taxation and peak expenses, then one, because of this taxation, your post-tax income could be lower. As you move up the ladder, your tax slabs will increase, the cess will increase. So the leftover money for you to plan your life keeps coming down because of this taxation. Of course, in absolute terms, it may not come down because your total income is higher. You still have a higher level of disposable income. But because you are a high earner, during the first innings of your life, if you have built a lifestyle which you cannot sustain, the lifestyle itself can become a burden on you. Buying fancy big cars, getting into EMI commitments for long periods of time, buying houses that you don't need, buying real estate that you do not need, and sending children to educational institutions where you can't afford. All these things will create a burden on your life due to life's expenses. How can you avoid this? Number one, be conscious that your lifestyle upgrade should happen slowly, and at every point of time, you should think what can go wrong and how it might impact your life. Do not see your life only from 1, 2, 3 years job perspective. Think what if something were to be dreaded were to happen? How will you be able to counteract on this? The only solution for this is one, being conscious about your lifestyle. Second thing is building a second income. Building a second income during your first innings of your life becomes absolutely essential. If you build a second income, whatever could be its source, I have done detailed videos on that. We also have surveys around building a second income for people. It will be very, very helpful to you, whether you have a job or not, whether you move from one place to another place, whether your incomes rise or not, or whether your expenses rise or not. The second income that can come in your life will bring down your financial burden at that particular age. So be conscious to build a second income during the first part of your life or the first innings of your life itself. Do not get overwhelmed by you seeing videos thinking that you will become very rich overnight, trading, options, futures, cryptocurrency. Stay away, rather focus on building a second income. You should also be very, very conscious about saving on the taxes. Whatever category the person you can fall into, or taxes are an expense for you. If you are able to save the taxes to whatever extent, your income will rise to that extent. So when you invest, when you build your second income, make sure to the extent possible you reduce or negate or manage taxation so that you will have more income during your second phase of life. The second category of persons are people who are rather unfortunate, people who did not get proper opportunities, people who could not move up the ladder. Their incomes have not risen as they wished for, but they would have gone through a career upgrade. There might be movement on the upside. They would have got higher raises. So income obviously by around 45 years of age is much higher than what you could get at 25 to 30 years. It only means to say your taxes have also moved up higher. You may not have reached to the income level what you should supposed to reach, but you are paying a higher taxes. Your expenses in life in most of the times will not follow your income trajectory. Your children are growing, they are aspirational, your family is aspirational, you see your peer group are doing certain things, traveling, dining out, buying cars, getting on holidays. All these things will put pressure on you and your expenses will also mount. Understand, if you are not able to move up the ladder, then the activity that you need to do to counteract that is now. When you are 25 to 40, try to build again a second income. Try to build the skills. Try to do everything which can push up your salaries over a period of time. Whether you are a high earner or whether you are a low earner, you will develop problems around 45 years of age unless you do consciously those things which will solve this particular problem. If you are a person who is in the age band of 25 to 40, by the time you reach 45, 50 years of age, make no mistake, you will pass through a phase in economy which is called the low interest regime. It is bound to happen. It is inescapable. You look at what happened in India during the last 20-30 years, the indications are here. Between 1985 to 1995, the bank interest rates were 14%. Then they slowly started coming down and they dropped down to a level of about 5.5% around 2007. Then the interest rate upcycle started and it pushed the interest rate to about 9.5% on the upside before the next down cycle started. That down cycle brought the interest down all the way up to 4.5% a year before. Now we are in an interest rate upcycle and you would see the upcycle reached only up to about 7.5%, and very soon, within next couple of months, the down cycle of interest rates will start. It is fair to expect, and it is bound to happen, and it is inescapable that India will see an interest rate of 3 to 4% within next 5 to 7 years. If you are an youngster and you are building bank fixed deposits, or if you are only looking at a fixed income which has a reinvestment risk which is built around it, all your planning can fail for this simple reason that you will pass through a low interest regime. To counteract that, obviously you need the help of financial planner. I don't think it's possible to solve this problem so easily. You need to sit with your financial planner and find out what you can do and how you can solve this particular problem. If you have an intention to get the help of planners, you can make best use of our services as well. So our numbers are shown here on the screens. Our team of experts on the ground are ever ready to help you. You can reach to us through a WhatsApp message from any corner of the world, and if you have an intention, send that message now. Alternatively, we have given a link here in the description box below. Click on the link, it takes you to WhatsApp, and send that message, and from there on my team will take over for you. But the time to act is now. Every day of delay will have a consequence in your life. One another problem which I have learned from my own clients or people who come in contact with me is the threat of redundancy. You are out of college now, you are freshly minted graduate, and you are prepared to work for entry-level salaries. Companies are too eager to take you, and you climb through the ladder of the company. But if you do not make a conscious attempt to build the skills, by 45 years of age, you stare at redundancy. Your skills could be outdated. Market could be looking for a better skill. I'll tell you my own story. When I joined my college in 1979, and I am from the state of Karnataka, Karnataka did not even have a television. When I graduated in 1984, we didn't even have the mobile. We didn't have internet, and computers have just made an entry into India. And we didn't have WhatsApp for a long period of time. And how much of changes it happened between 1984 till now. And if I had said that I will not learn computers, I will not learn how to operate a mobile phone, what can happen? I'll be left out of the complete stream, and I'll become crippled, and I'll become dependent on somebody. But you're a working person. Your skills are required for you to move up the ladder. Your skills are required for you to be relevant in your job market. You have to be consciously building your skill all throughout. Thanks to the developments which have happened around education today, you can do a lot of online courses. You can learn a lot of skills via online. You can do courses offline. So there are many opportunities which are available for you. You know what skills are required in your line, whatever you are working right now with, but nevertheless, invest in that skill. It may cost you some money. It may cost you a couple of days of holidays, but unless you constantly keep upskilling yourself, you will be staring at redundancy for want of skills around 45 years and above. The next problem that you'll go through is threat of losing a job. Very few youngsters lose their job because they are at an entry level. The companies know that it doesn't cost them a great deal to keep youngsters on their roles, but keeping a fat sheep on the rolls is an expense for the company. The higher the salary you move up the ladder, the chances are that you have threat of losing the job. If the company gets into problem, then it is the fat sheep which will be slaughtered first. If you are a person who has a higher salary than around 45 years and above, you are staring at a job loss. It could be your own doing, it could be the economic downturn, it could be any reason. Now we have seen what happened in Twitter. What's the fault with the employees? Employees were there. One promoter, Elon Musk, took over this company, and his fancy policies, I don't know whether it is right, wrong, I'm not somebody to comment on it. But if you are on the other side as an employee, herds and herds of people were asked to leave without much of a notice. Now you see what's happening in the IT segment worldwide. There are so many retrenchment, there are so many layoffs which are happening. Who is losing the job? The high earners are the first ones who will lose job, and this trend gets magnified around 45 years of age. What can you do? Just be prepared. Build your emergency funds, build that second income, upskill yourself, become more relevant to your company. Let the company feel getting away from this employee is not a viable option. So unless you consciously work on that, but this problem of losing a job will constantly keep haunting you once you reach 45 years and above. It's a modern day problem now. One of the problems that people in age group 45 to 50 go through is effects of delayed marriage. These days people don't get married very early. They may have valid reasons. It could be just a postponement. It could be just that they don't want to take family responsibilities. Whatever could be the reason, marriages are getting delayed. As a direct consequence of it, the children will arrive in the families rather late. First child coming around 30, 32, 33 years, and the second child coming after 3, 4, 5 years later. It has its consequence. Let's imagine that you have the first child at, let's say, 30 years. By the time your child enters college, you are 47. And by the time your child completes the college education, you could be 52, 53. If you're a person who has a second child around 35 years of age, this age moves up by another 5 years. That means when your child goes to college, you are 52 and your children's responsibility will go all the way up to your retirement age. What if this age is further delayed? If you get married at 30 and have the first child at 33, 35, second child a few years later, this can become a burden on you. Children are something which represents a very high level of expense. You have moved up the ladder in your life. It's natural that you expect your children should further improve in their life. You will spend money for the education of children and you want to give them a better life, and it results in a very high expense during your life. I told you, you could be either working as a person with high income or a low income, but in both the categories, there will be unforeseen problems that might come around this particular age. But this expenses pertaining to the children cannot be wished away. Whatever could be your circumstances, it requires planning well ahead of time. Again, the solution remains the same thing. Build a second income during the first innings of your life. When your children go to college, it will cushion your income. If there were to be a job loss or if there were to be any turmoil in the financial part of your life, the cushion of second income will help you to tide over this crisis. Your children need not suffer because of the problems that will come through. One another problem area which you will get into is the pressure to build the retirement corpus. Whatever could be the knowledge around retirement planning, let me tell this clearly here. A great amount of population does not plan for their retirement till they are very close to retirement. This is the truth. People talk from YouTube, there are articles, television shows, education, everything, but people still postpone it. Or people start with retirement planning and the next opportunity of a car or the electronic gadget or buying a site or flat, they liquidate all these assets, close the retirement plan and push it for some other day. In the families around 45 years, always the discussion happens between husband and wife. What are you doing? We are getting older. The days of our retirement are very close by, and as I said, you are looking at redundancy. You are staring at a job loss. The mounting pressure on retirement corpus building happens around this time. If you have started your retirement planning early in life, consciously do not break it. Under no circumstance you should touch your retirement corpus. It is sacrosanct. I call this as the Bhagwan ka hundi. That means it's an offering to God, the money that you have put in your retirement corpus. The day you don't have a job, the day you retire, that is the time you open it. Don't be trigger happy to dip into your retirement corpus and create a problem for yourself. A delay in starting your retirement planning puts one another pressure. Your asking rate increases. You need a big amount of money to lead a retired life. You have 25-30 years of retired life and you want to build this in the last 15 years, asking rate will become very high. As I said, you might be having a high income or low income, but you will pass through the high expense period of life. Your EMIs cannot be wished away. Your children's expenses cannot be wished away. You cannot lower your lifestyle. And how will you build your retirement corpus at that time? So people will come under terrible pressure to build a retirement corpus. Consciously, you should think about retirement on the first day of life. If you haven't done that, the next best day is today. Think about it and take that action right now. It's obvious the next problem that you'll go through is the toll on your body. By 45 years of age, a large majority of people will have one or the other problems in their bodies. Diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, aching bones and aching muscles, all the things that you have done, sinful, non-sinful, and The lack of education towards maintaining an health will take a toll on your body. The only way you can avoid it is during the first innings of your life. Be conscious about your health. Be conscious about the stress. Be conscious about the way you spend money. Be conscious about unwanted use of credit cards. The stress can take a toll on your body. If there is one thing which takes a toll on your body is the stress, and the stress comes because of income. Stress will come because of your expense, stress will come because of your deadlines, and stress will come because of family pressures. It's your responsibility. I can't, as a planner, guide you how you can de-stress yourself. If you have to invest in your health, join a fitness club or do the walkings or park your car slightly farther away, walk to your office. Take anything and everything which will improve on your health. Make sure even at 45 up to 60 years of age or beyond that thing, try your best to keep your body in fit and fine shape. The last but not the least, or not this is the exhaustive list, is the problem of societal problems or family level problems or parental problems. Because these days husband and wife both work, it creates conflicts in the family. There is an aspiration for career progress for husband. There is an aspiration for career progress for wife. Many times it is at loggerheads. One of them may have to make compromise around that. There are cases where husband works in one place, wife works in another place. It puts so much of a family pressure, or there is a disparity of income between husband and wife, which itself could become a root cause of divorce. Again, around 45 years of your age, if your parents are still around, obviously they'll be depending on you. They'll be obviously emotionally dependent on you. The chances are that they may be asking you to come and stay closer to them, or their money could have been exhausted and they could be depending on you for the help that they need to lead their life. Either ways, again, it will put pressure on your families, it will put pressure on your finances. It makes absolute sense to think about these things which might happen very early in life. When you marry, have a discussion with your would-be wife how these problems can be sorted out. Likewise, in the early phase of your life, you don't have too much commitment. Think about gifting a pension plan for your parents so that when you reach 45 years of age, when the parents become dependent on you, instead of you shelling down some money, the pension plan itself can come to their rescue. So there are multiple solutions that are possible around that. The right way to handle it is believing that these problems will get generated over a period of time. See, I'll tell you, whatever the points that I have raised today, you will not get this content elsewhere. The reason is most of the people who are on the YouTube are youngsters. They have not gone through this phase. It's not that they are not intelligent. They are very, very intelligent. But they have not gone through the life cycle. They have not seen life from each category. I, at age 60, have gone through that phase of life and I've seen what happens. And because of my practice, I deal with so many people. People keep coming to us constantly, day in and day out. We keep assessing the life of people. We exactly know what kind of a problems people will go through. So take this video very seriously. For every point that I have discussed in this video, have a plan so that you will not become a victim of these problems. So finally, we are interested in solutions, not creating an awareness on problem. The solution lies in this. Number one, build a second income which is tax efficient. Constantly keep upskilling yourself. Constantly invest in your health. Conscious about your health. Investment in health is hugely profitable. Be aware of what problems might come across in the family levels with your wife or husband as well as with your parents. Take meaningful steps to resolve that before the problems come into your life itself. If you are able to do these things, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't have a very good second innings of your life. Wish you all a very good second innings of life whenever that happens to you. Dear viewers, now we are available on other social media handles as well. We are available on Instagram, we are available on Facebook, we are available on LinkedIn. Our services are there on our website. Do visit our website and feel free to reach out to us if you need any of the services. Hope the video that I have done today helped you to understand what might unfold in your life when you reach the second innings of your life. If it did give you a direction, if it did give you a hope, and if it did give you a direction, what can be done to prevent that? Please do like this video. You could be a person who is watching my channel for the first time, or if could be yet to subscribe for this channel. Do consider subscribing to this channel. Hit that subscribe button, press the bell icon so that whenever I release the video, you will be notified. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you next Friday with yet another episode on Your Life, Your Money. Till then, stay safe.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.